all these Generation X videos I see, all of my feeds, on a bunch of my apps. I want to clear a few things up, okay? I feel like a lot of it is romanticized. Alright, I was part of Generation X, and it was not as beautiful and as great as they say it was. Alright, first of all, my experience, I wasn't out all hours of the night. I didn't have to come in at when it got dark out. I was just usually in. Don't let them fool you, okay? Oh yeah, we were out, we didn't have phones, but you know what we did have? We had video games, and that's all we did. Well, that's all I did and my friends. We stayed inside and played video games. Our phones were our video games. We had Atari, we had a television, ColecoVision, Nintendo. You know, it's like, when I see these, oh, we were out, we were always out. No, we weren't. And if we were out, we were at someone's house, usually my house, playing video games. Or, you know, a lot of times, you know, they weren't out, they were home playing video games. Or coming to my house and playing video games. But we were out all over the place. Okay? That's very romantic. Maybe some of them, maybe a lot of them, but a lot of us, we were playing video games. And if we weren't playing video games, we were watching TV all of the time. Not, oh, an hour here, an hour there. We were watching TV. We had cable TV, that's all we did. So like, Generation X would be like, oh, them and their YouTube. Well, we had us in our 24-hour cable TV, like MTV was 24 hours. But like, it doesn't need to be anymore because we have YouTube now. And I do wish we had YouTube back then because MTV did not play all the videos that we wanted to see. A lot of times we were stuck watching videos that we didn't even want to see. We gotta wait to see our favorite videos, and I didn't like that. I used to record MTV a lot with a VCR, unfortunately, and just like edit out all the videos I wanted to keep, if they played them. Okay? So, yeah, no, we weren't always out all of the time. I just laughed at it. And we did not all drink from garden hoses either. I certainly didn't. I did once. It was disgusting. No, I just drank water from the tap or Kool-Aid or something. Or no, actually no, for me it was Crystal Light because I was always dieting back then. Ugh. Alright. What else do I see in these videos that they brag about? Like, they'll say they were out all the time, but how many milk cartons did we see missing kids on, huh? Okay? And they'll say, oh, kids back then, it was so innocent. Innocent. Please. They had certain magazines at the school in these things in front of our school. All you gotta do is dig in, and there was piles of those kind of magazines. You know what I'm talking about. Either in the garbage or there was a vase. So like they like to blame the internet saying, oh, kids are so exposed. We were just as exposed. I mean, they had those magazines very easy for us to get to. Either an older sibling had it, our father had it, or it was just under someone's bed or somewhere out in the garbage around the school. It was very easy to find. I'm not going to say it on this app because I know. But you know what I'm talking about. No clothes. You know. So like, I don't know. It's just funny to me when I see Generation X being so romanticized because wasn't that great? And you know what we had to also deal with? AIDS. Everyone had AIDS. If you looked different, you had AIDS. If you talked funny, you had AIDS. Oh, you got AIDS if you went to the bathroom. You have AIDS, you know, it's ridiculous. You weren't able to breathe without someone saying you have AIDS. And it's just like, right? And we knew how we got AIDS even back when we were like 7 and 6 years old, because it was explained to us. We had that kind of education, if you know what I mean. So like, with them saying, oh, why do they have these books and teaching kids this in class? We had that stuff too. I think a lot of people forget what they heard when they were kids. I can go back to preschool, and you hear people saying, oh, you take it in the You can fill in the blanks for me, because I don't say those words anyway. Or, you suck, you know, like, and they knew what it meant. You're in, you know, I won't say the words, but an effing F, you know, and they knew what it meant. You know, it's like, and the girls, they ate carpet and stuff. Kids don't know anything. Kids know. Kids just don't say it in front of the adults. They know all the curse words. They know what they all mean. They know all the body parts. They know what to do with them in preschool. So, like, don't give me kids are innocent and kids aren't that innocent today, because we weren't innocent back then either. This is the truth about Generation X. The kids are not innocent. We weren't innocent. I know it for sure. I mean, I had these two girls up the street from me, you know, I have to be careful what I say on this app, because, even if I abbreviate these things, they might not like me saying them. But yeah, I can do sign language. I forgot how to do S. You know. There you go. Okay. So, like, I just wanted to clear a few things up, because it's just funny when I see these videos. If anyone has any questions of what it was really like to be a Generation X person, I'll be more than happy to answer them for you, because it's at that time. When I hear people talking about it, it makes me think of my parents. When I was a kid, I walked 1 mile to school in the snow. I never did. My school is across the parking lot from the house I live in right now. Nobody in my town walked a mile to school, because my town is not even a mile long. Actually, it is a mile long, so if anything, they walk half a mile maybe. But most of the time, our parents were dropping us off anyway, because they were dropping us off going to work. So there was a lot of cars of kids being dropped off. In fact, when I was in kindergarten, they had a taxi bring me to school. I didn't walk to school. Okay. I'm like going by memory what I see. I'm talking about what sticks out in my mind the most when they brag about Generation X, we are so powerful. Yeah, well, maybe to a degree, but don't degrade other generations, millennials and all that. They're cool too. Oh, safe spaces, that started before Generation X. That was a psychological term. And so was being triggered. That is nothing new. My uncle, he used to have to worry about being triggered, or else his manic depression went off. You know, what people say, oh, these millennials. No. It started either in Generation X or with those boomers. And I'm not shaming anyone, I'm just telling the truth here. I want to spread truth about what it was really like. It wasn't that great. You know, I would have loved to have a smartphone back then. It would have been awesome. You know, my version of TikTok back then is I had to use this big bulky video camera with videotapes if I wanted to record myself lip syncing, and I did. Alright, I don't believe I actually talked this long, but there's a lot to say about Generation X and busting some of the myths, and that's what I'll be happy to do. Alright? It was a fun time, but if I had to go back, no thank you. I like 2023 very much. It was just as screwed up back then, probably even more screwed up back then than it is now. Trust me. Well, thank you for joining me. And that's what I have to say about Generation X. If you want to know why, ask away and I'll be very happy to answer you. Thank you, and that will be all.